Hello and welcome to the Bloodshed Science channel. My name is Alex and today I will be teaching you the dark arts of alchemy, turning base metal into solid gold. But before we get on to that, I just want to show you a little bit about cold bluing preparations that I've picked up. I thought we'd do a little bit of a test and see how they compare. These are the three products I'm going to be comparing. First is G96. This is a brand new container. It's American made and it's a creme or a cream. Another American one is a Birchwood Casey Super Blue. That's a liquid. I have had this open for some while, but it hasn't been contaminated, so it shouldn't make any difference to the tests. I've been using this for donkey's years, I think simply because back in the day, if you wanted something like this, you would have to go to a shop, and this is basically all the gun shops around me had. And I've used that on air rifles and tools, and it seems to work quite well. The other one is a UK one, and it's Bisley Gun Blue, and that is more of a gel. There we go. So price wise, Bisley £12.50, Super Blue I think it's about £16 or £17, and the G96 was actually close on to £20. So this is the base test rod that I'm going to be using. This was very rusty. I've cleaned it all up. It's going to get a final scuff down with some wire wool, and then it's going to get cleaned off with some acetone to make sure there's nothing on there to contaminate it. Yes, it is slightly pitted. You might be asking yourselves, why didn't I just go out and buy myself a brand new piece of rod? And the simple answer to that is the products that I'm going to be bluing, old tools, old air rifles, aren't going to be 100% perfect. So this makes more sense. It's a real world test, I will say. So we'll get that sorted out. The rod's now been fully cleaned off and sectioned into three parts, left to right, which is obviously the same as the products there. The G96 says apply and leave for 15 to 30 seconds before rinsing off with clean water. Super Blue is leave for 30 seconds before rinsing off with clean water, and the Bisley for some reason says just for a few seconds before rinsing off with clean water. So that's what we're going to do. I'm using clean cotton buds to apply. And I've seen this used by other channels as well, and it seems to come out with a really good dark finish, which is what I've been after for one of my other projects. And after one coat, that's what it looks like. So we get on with the Super Blue now. I know from past experiences I normally end up using about 3 coats of this just to get the finish that I personally desire. Hope it shows up on camera okay, but the G96 is definitely about twice as dark as the Super Blue. So let's give the Bisley a go. I'd say the Bisley sits somewhere in between the Super Blue and the G96. I reckon maybe leaving it on for a little bit longer, maybe 15 to 30 seconds would have made it a little bit bluer. But what I'm going to do is hit all of these with the second coat off camera, and then we'll have a look at that. We'll get a bit of oil put on them so we can get a final comparison. After 2 coats each and a good oiling, the difference really isn't that noticeable. The G96 definitely is the darker of the three. The Super Blue is still the lightest of the three, but in all honesty not by much. And finally we come to the Bisley, which is probably much closer to the G96 than it is to the Super Blue. Either way, all three are very good performers. Thought I'd quickly show you one of my other projects I've got on. I used the G96 on this machete blade, gave it 2 good coats, cleaned down in between. This is a very heavy coat of oil just to give it a bit of protection, but I think it's come out quite well. I went for the darker bluing simply because the blade's so pitted, it just hides a few of the imperfections. For me, there was one clear winner, and that was the Bisley. Although at 75 grams it was the smallest container, the Super Blue had 90, G96 is 85, but the price alone, £12.50 as opposed to almost 20 and around about 16, 17. The application of the gel was quite easy as well. But yeah, all good products, but from now on I think I'll be going with the Bisley. Obviously I've still got these to use up, but anyway, back to the matter in hand and the part that I'm sure you're all most interested about, the alchemy. Right, so to make your own gold and be a multi-millionaire, a man of your own means or a woman of your own means, you will need the following ingredients. Now listen very carefully on this, because I'll say it only once. Right, you are going to need, don't forget to unplug your battery charger before you do anything, because the last thing you want to get is electrocuted. Safety first. And as you can see by the reaction, what we should have now is a rod of solid gold. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget, give me a like, give me a subscribe, leave a comment, and don't forget to send me some money when you're absolutely rolling in it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.